Welcome folks, Dakota Johnson has slammed Madame Web and Sony. It does seem like everyone involved with that is distancing themselves. At the very least, two people are distancing themselves. Sydney Sweeney and Dakota Johnson. And I will say this, I don't think Dakota Johnson's a particularly great actress. That's not a revelation to anyone. I think most people would agree with me. She's not a stellar actress, but she is someone that understands the industry. She's someone that understands the industry, and she's someone which... Now, it's a miracle. She's not blaming the fans. She is actually blaming Sony. She is blaming the studio behind Madame Web. And also the creatives, that'd be Amy Pascal, individuals like that, for making this film by committee and losing all of the art in doing so. So we're going to take a look at this today. It's an article or an interview on Bustle. Never heard of it. Don't know. But they've got an exclusive with her. So we're going to take a look. And I think this came as a surprise to a lot of people, to be fair. Not in like a mean way, but I just think we're so used to all of these actors blaming the fans, constantly blaming the fans. So when they don't, it's actually really surprising. Because again, ordinarily, blame the fans, we're misogynistic, with this, with that, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And she didn't here. So pretty good of her anyway. She'll definitely get some, I guess, points with the audience for this. So here we have it. I was talking about, the movie and other movies and books and things like this. But then we have this. So as we scroll down, talking about a shoot, and then she says how she'd had the premiere for Madame Web in LA. So she then went to Mexico City, had pneumonia, was on all kinds of drugs to get better. Really, really sick, felt horrible, looked horrible. And then the movie came out, and it was... Pause. Like, I can't take any of it seriously at all. I don't know. What a response. Can't take any of that seriously. No. But that's not the best bit. She out and out does slam the studio. Does it bother you people write nasty reviews? Unfortunately, I'm not surprised that this has gone down the way it has. Is there a reason for that? It's so hard to get movies made. And in these big movies that get made, and it's even starting to happen with the little ones, which is what's really freaking me out. Decisions are being made by committees. And art does not do well when it's made by committee. Films are made by a filmmaker and a team of artists around them. You cannot make art based on numbers and algorithms. My feeling has been for a long time that audiences are extremely smart and executives have started to believe that they're not. Audiences will always be able to sniff out bullshit, even if films start to be made with AI. Humans aren't going to effing want to see those. So let's break down her points, right? She talks about art being made by committee and things like this. Two of my favourite films here, so Predator and Alien, are films which the studio, by and large, just said, here's the money, go away. They were considered B movies. When a studio doesn't really know what they've got, and they think that it's secured financing, it's going to get made, they don't really care that much about it, they leave it alone. Right? They leave it alone. They just leave it to its own devices. And you actually end up with something absolutely bloody brilliant. Not all the time, obviously, but great examples. Jaws was another one. I mean, there are a lot of examples where the studio just left the filmmakers alone. Just crack on. And what we're seeing more and more now in this day and age is the inability of filmmakers to do that. They are unable to go and just make their film the way they want it. They really, really are. They just, nope, not allowed to. Too many executives, too many producers, too many people with their hands in the pie. Marvel famously has an issue with their TV shows. They don't have showrunners. They have executive producers that just drop on the set every so often and start changing stuff. But each one changes something different, not from a unified plan. Smart. But you can't make art when you're doing it in this way. It's not possible. And, I mean, you could argue it is possible, but what we're getting is terrible. And she's right. Filmmakers, studios don't respect the fans anymore. They don't respect the audience. And that's why we're getting slop after slop after slop. So great comments, great points. But she says more. But it was definitely an experience for me to make that movie. I'd never done anything like it before. I probably will never do anything like it again because I don't make sense in that world. And I know that now. But sometimes in this industry, you sign on to something and it's one thing and then you're making it and it becomes a completely different thing. And you're like, wait, what? So directly slamming Sony there for completely changing things. And there's also rumours that they were promised to be part of the Marvel Universe, which sounds about right, quite frankly. So that makes sense. And she goes, but it was a real learning experience. And of course, it's not nice to be a part of something that's ripped to shreds. But I can't say that I don't understand. This is coming from someone, by the way, who's famously said they're not watching the movie. So to sit there, famously say they don't want to watch the movie, but also say, yeah, I understand, actually. I do understand why it's being ripped to shreds. Goes to show that fundamentally, when you were making it, you were aware of how bad it was at that time, which says a lot. Also, she did fire her agents. She fired her agents. Yes, this movie made her fire her agents. And she had to get new ones. Because her agents signed her up to this garbage, thought it was a good idea, obviously was not. And, talent can get rid of their agents if that's the case. So, there you go. There's not much else really to say about this, to be fair. There's a little bit which says that's a peaceful place to be in. That's why I have my own company. In a movie like that, I have no say about anything. So she's got her own production company. So there you go. Good times, though. Good that she didn't blame the audience. Pretty new that people are not blaming the audiences. She obviously does not care about burning bridges with Sony. Obviously, she's happy to be like, yeah, I don't care. Go away. And that makes a lot of sense. Amy Pascal, what an absolutely redundant weirdo. My God. It's like she's on all kinds of narcotics all the time. But there you go. Madame Web destroyed, slammed, slated, any number of descriptors by the star. Madame Web herself. So will we see another one? No, we will not. And please, God, Hollywood, we know you're going to do it, but you shouldn't. Don't make AI movies. No one's interested in that. Start giving films and the budgets to real filmmakers where they can make a good film. Leave your thoughts down below. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.